Yinz Guys RC.
Oh, hi. Welcome to episode 5 of Yinz Guys RC. I didn't see you guys standing out there. This week we've got a review, Toolbox Tech, and we got Jeff back with us. So let's get started. Welcome to this week's installment of Toolbox Tech. Let's see what we got. In this week's Toolbox Tech episode, we have liquid tape. If you have never used this stuff, you're in for a treat. When I first found out about this, I said, that's neat, but it eliminates the need to use shrink wrap, or heat shrink, or whatever you want to call it. This is a rubberized compound. It's thick and gooey, goes on with the paintbrush, and you can use it on anything. Now, for instance, here's a lovely Hexatronic 9-gram servo, and oh no, my wires have become abraded. I don't want to invest $3 in a new Hexatronic servo, so what do? Simple. A little bit of liquid tape, and 5 minutes later this will be dry, solid rubber, insulated and coated. I've used it on battery connections, and I've used it on servo extension splices. It works great, it smells good, and it's about $5 from Walmart or your local hardware store. That's Toolbox Tech for this week. Hey, welcome back to Yinz Guys RC. We've got Jeff with us again. And today we're going to talk about the AnyLink and the Tactic SLT protocol.
Alright, well, the AnyLink is a really cool item.
Ouch.
Alright. We accidentally permanently attached it to this DX6i, so you're going to have to just look at the back of this. What this is actually a radio transmitter, and all you guys who use 2.4 know is that if you have a Spectrum radio, you can talk to Spectrum receivers. If you have a Futaba radio, you can talk to Futaba receivers. Yeah. They came out with transmitter-ready models and pretty much said, whatever transmitter you have, you can fly our model on it. And the way they do it is with this AnyLink. And what it is it's actually a full transmitter, and it uses the host transmitter's buddy box protocol for commands going into it, and then it relays them, just like you would two transmitters on a buddy box. It relays them up to the model, up to its receivers. Tactic receivers right now go for about $20 to $25 for a 6-channel. They also have 3-channel. They have a micro 4-channel, which I'm about to pick up for an F3P plane I'm assembling.
Would that be the plane you wanted the fly-in this year?
Yes. Yes. Lily won me a plane. Lily is my girlfriend's daughter. She won a drawing, and it said enticement on it. I didn't know what it was. And
very cool.
So there we go. Because if you look at Spectrum, their lowest end receiver is about $30, but it's a 4-channel. And if you go up to their 6-channel, you're looking at, their lowest end receiver is a 4-channel, $30. Their 6-channel receiver is about $50 for an entry-level 6. You're looking at about 80 or 90 for a 7, and their 8-channel is about 130. So you can see the costs add up. And so if I'm setting up, say, an FT Spitfire, I can use 6 channels very easily on that plane because I like dual aileron servos. I have an FT3D that I've set up on 6 channels. And so these planes that are pretty much made from foam board from the Dollar Tree, that big receiver seems like a little bit of overkill. The only exception to a cheap plane I have that I'm not using a tactic receiver in is a Fly Zone Calypso, which is kind of ironic because you can get it transmitter ready, but I'm of the school of liking to train student pilots on power motor gliders and seeing how the AnyLink uses up the buddy box port. I needed to be able to buddy box with it, so I had to run an AR600. But that is the AnyLink protocol. This uses the buddy box protocol. So what you do is essentially you get the cable for your transmitter. In this case, it's a servo connector on this one. And then it runs off your power off your transmitter. And then it runs off your trainer port. And if you notice, when you plug those things in, with the radio will actually come on when you plug in the trainer port. And the radio thinks it's a slave buddy box. But it's really feeding control signals into the AnyLink, which is transmitting the controls up to the model. So since it uses the buddy box protocol, an interesting thing to note is if you have a Futaba radio with the square trainer jack, it plugs in. You actually still have operational control of the switch of the radio. So that's nice. And also the power goes through that port too, so you don't have to run the separate power. And here in about a month or so, Tactic's coming out with the AnyLink 2. They've already announced it, but Tower Hobbies is showing late March as the arrival date. And that actually has an onboard battery, so and also wider radio compatibility. So you can also use it with more radios. It's less cumbersome because this kind of gets in the way, and the cable for the DX8, which is my preferred radio, has a battery. And that's just very cumbersome. So I like it on the 6i. I have a Futaba 6-channel that I like it on, but I'm excited for this new AnyLink because it's 1, full range, and 2, I can put it on my 8 and carry 1 radio around, and I'm excited for that.
The AnyLink will let you fly a lot of the Horizon Hobbies, where they call them Fly Zone planes.
Hobbico.
Fly Zone planes. And the Helimech series of helicopters and quads also use the same protocol.
Yes, it'll fly the select scale Fly Zone models, which if you look closely, a lot of them are only available as ready to fly or transmitter ready. And it'll let you fly also the new Air Core series, which is essentially a removable power core that you move between models and you buy different airframes.
Swappable.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
So this is basically Hobbyco's answer to Bind and Fly. So if you're watching Horizon Hobbies, the ball's back in your court. You need to come up with something better. Trump them.
There's a new 6-channel radio out.
Yeah, I saw that.
And a 9-channel talking radio.
Yeah. But it doesn't do anything new. It's just a new radio. This does something new. This lets your Spectrums talk to your Hobbycos, and that was unheard of before. That's like the North Koreans talking to the South Koreans. It's just not done.
Right. You can use whatever radio you like and have it paired to a tactic receiver, and all of a sudden you have a radio that will talk to other models.
Now you said this is rated for 1,000 feet?
From what I've read on the forums, it's rated for 1,000 feet. The new one is advertised as full range, the AnyLink 2. So if you're contemplating getting an AnyLink, I would encourage you to wait for them to be in stock. They're a little bit more expensive, but I think the upgrade's worth it, especially if you use a radio like the DX8 or a Walkera Devo transmitter, because the first generation of these AnyLinks don't work with those. The Gen 2s do. Also, so that wider compatibility alone makes it worth it. Also, the Gen 2 is compatible with Airtronics. I know a lot of you like Airtronics, and so now you guys are included in the people who are able to use this technology. And that's
about it.
That's
Cool.
about it.
All right, before we go, I got a question for you. Jeff likes helicopters. I like helicopters. Lots of guys like helicopters. What are your feelings on miniature aircraft closing its doors?
I really wanted a Whiplash, and now I'm not going to buy one because I can't get parts for it. I'm sorry, miniature aircraft.
Who are you talking to? They're gone. They shut their doors. They packed up. And what about Ready Heli?
I wasn't a very big Ready Heli customer, so I'm not really affected by that. I feel kind of sorry for all the logo owners out there. They're very high-quality helicopters. I hope you guys get a better source for parts here soon, because they were the only distributor for logo parts in the U.S., weren't they?
Yeah, I believe they were.
So you logo owners, I have my fingers crossed for you that you get a new distributor for parts soon, maybe Heli Direct or some of these other shops that are spaced around the country.
Club Heli in Pennsylvania is one I highly recommend. Chris will take very good care of you. Well, that's it for today. That's all the time we've got. Thanks for being with us again, Jeff. We'll have him on again in the future. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. Well, that's it for Yinz Guys RC this week. If you have any suggestions or comments, email me at yinzguysrc@gmail.com. And if you'd like to be a special guest on the show, just let me know. Until we see each other again, keep them flying.
Thanks for watching. Now get out of here.